What's good, everybody? I'm Joe Longo. Thank you for being here for the second reading of February. So the first read was all about love. The link is down below to go check that out, right? Because we are in February, the month of love. Valentine's Day is just passed. I hope you had a beautiful time with your loved ones or with yourself. But for the second reading of the month, we're going to dive a little bit into, let's ask the question, how can we love ourselves a little bit more, right? So this reading is all about self-love and remembering to love ourselves, whether we have a partner or we don't have a partner. So thank you very much for being here. But now, let's get into this. Let's get into the card read. How can we love ourselves a little bit more? What can we do to bring more love, more joy, more abundance into our lives without having to seek the outside world for gratification or really anything? Let me put on my glasses so I can actually see the cards that we are going to pull. But before we do pull the first card, I invite everyone, let's just take a moment and breathe together. Let's ground down and let's all set the intention that we are pulling these oracle cards as a general read to direct self-love back to ourselves. How can these cards support us on our journey back to self-love? And now let's take a really big collective inhale together. Exhale, let everything go. And as always, take what works, leave the rest. This is just a general reading for self-love. If it sits with you, great. If it doesn't, great. If you feel moved to share it, please move, share it with your friends, put it in your stories, put it on your socials, comment down below, let me know what you think, and ask some questions down below as well for our March reading. What would you like to discover in the month of March? But for right now, we are directing all of the energy to these oracles for self-love. How can these oracles give us some kind of knowledge, wisdom, information to help us on our path to loving ourselves unconditionally? Our first card is from the Work Your Light Oracles, and it is the Crumbling. What are you clinging on to? The Crumbling. What are you clinging on to? And if we think about self-love, what are we clinging on to? What are we holding on to that doesn't serve us anymore? And why are we still holding on to it? Maybe we're holding on to this idea of past failed relationships, right? And it's crumbled, right? It's already gone. So why are we holding on to the things that didn't work before? This interesting thing that I've been noticing in coaching people and working with people and pulling oracle cards is that we have so many different relationships in our life, right? We've all fallen in love and gotten hurt and all of that. But if you ask anybody about past relationships, most likely they're going to go into the space of, oh, he was crazy, she was crazy. And they're going to focus on the ending of the relationship, but not the gold, right? And I think too many of us focus on the crap of the relationship and we forget all about the good times, right? Obviously, if you were in relationship with somebody, there were good times. So instead of focusing on what didn't go right and what went wrong, focus on what did go right and what was successful in those relationships, and let go of the crumbling. Let go of the stories that you're telling yourself of why you don't deserve love. The crumbling. What can you let go of? What story can you let go of that doesn't serve you anymore? Because obviously, we are all still holding on to something that isn't serving us. So a great card to start this reading on self-love, the Crumbling. What are you clinging on to that you don't need to cling on to anymore? And we're going to ask the Sacred Rebels for a little bit of guidance and understanding with what might we be holding on to that we don't need to hold on to anymore. How can we free up some space within our heart to develop more self-love? And that is releasing allegiances, releasing the allegiances. So first, the crumbling, right? What are we holding on to that we shouldn't be holding on to? And then allegiances. What friendships are you holding on to that you should definitely not be holding on to anymore, right? Maybe there's someone in your life that is just always bringing you down, always saying, oh, this is happening to me. There's a black cloud hovering over me all the time, right? If we want to develop more self-love, it's going to be hard for us to love ourselves when we are surrounded by people that are constantly bringing themselves and others down. So let's be mindful and release the allegiances that no longer serve you. And sometimes this is releasing family members. Sometimes it's releasing that kindergarten friend that has been with you your whole life. But your whole life, they have actually been the dark cloud that has been hovering over you. Just because you've been friends with someone for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years does not mean that you have to keep them in your life if they are actually bringing you down. So be mindful of the connections, be mindful of the people that are in your life, and be mindful of the people that you are allowing into your life. Excuse me. Release the alliances that you no longer need. Release them. Let them go. The crumbling, what are you holding on to that you can let go of, right? And then we're getting this card, releasing the alliances, right? Let it go. Just because you and Bobby have been friends since kindergarten does not mean you and Bobby have to be friends tomorrow. And that doesn't mean that there needs to be a big breakup, right? It could just be a going your own way, right? Slowly releasing, slowly letting go. The crumbling. What are you clinging to and releasing allegiances? Moving into the Starseed Oracles, let's see what the Starseeds have for us to build upon releasing the allegiances. What kind of support and guidance do we need in making this move to clear ourselves from the negative energy? You're not alone. Isolation, physical contact, community. You are not alone, right? Again, releasing the allegiances, but let's do an evaluation of our community. Who are we hanging out with? Again, the crumbling, what are we holding on to? Releasing allegiances. And then you're not alone. You have a community. There is a community out there waiting for you to be part of it. But you have to put yourself into that community, right? We want to release the old allegiances that are no longer serving us, that are bringing us down. And to do that, you have to put yourself out there. You have to get out there and find the community that supports and uplifts you. They're all around us. They're watching this video right now, right? Reach out, connect. Connect to one another down in the comments. This is a beautiful community of like-minded people that are all on our path to uplift and support one another, right? You are not alone. We are all in this together. We are all in this together. And what a beautiful reminder. What a beautiful reminder that, yes, some things are crumbling, some things are breaking down. But those things that are breaking down are showing us that it is time to let go. And when we let go of the things that we're holding on to, we create more space. And in creating more space, we allow the universe to provide for us, right? We allow the universe to show us and connect us to the community. So we are reminded that we are not alone. We're not alone. We've all done this before. We're going to keep doing it. Find your tribe, find your community, find the people that uplift and support you. And now let's see what our animal oracles have to build upon this. You're not alone in finding that perfect community, releasing the old allegiances, letting go of the things that are crumbling. We are not alone, and our animals want us to know that freedom is yours. Freedom is yours. And how perfect is that, right? Freedom is yours. When you can release everything that isn't serving you, when you can release the self-limiting beliefs, freedom is yours. You start coming back into that space of self-love. And remember, that's what this reading is all about. How can we come back to self-love? We come back to self-love by letting go of the things that are crumbling. Let them fall away. Release the allegiances. Release those things that are no longer serving us, from self-limiting beliefs to friendship, with the knowledge and the understanding that you are not alone. As you release these things, you are going to create space for that perfect community to show up. And then, my friends, freedom is yours. You are free to be your most authentic self. And ultimately, that's why we're here. We are here to be our most authentic self. Stop playing small. Let the things crumble. Let the things drop away. Freedom is yours. And our last card for our mid-month oracle, connecting to self-love. How can we step in and embrace more of self-love? What do the Keepers of the Light want us to know to close out this reading for the day? What do we need to know? Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up Honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. So these last two cards, freedom is yours, and Shiva, transcendence, rise up, rise up. When we can let go of everything that doesn't serve us, we get to embrace the freedom. When we embrace this freedom and walk our path, we transcend above the bullshit, my friends. We transcend above the things that are bringing us down. We transcend above this 3D reality. We connect to our highest self. Rise up, honor your inner force. Honor your inner force. So if you want to step into that space of more love and abundance for oneself, you have to rise up. Honor the voice inside. Honor your force. Honor your gifts. Let go of the self-limiting beliefs and honor your gifts. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am launching a Patreon starting in March. I would love for you to come and be part of it. There are going to be so many goodies for everyone and multiple tier levels. We are going to be pulling oracle cards. We are going to be diving into our highest self. There's going to be group coaching. There are going to be 2-hour yoga and meditation classes. There are going to be so many good things in this Patreon. So please click the link down below, find out all of the information. I would love for you to join me on this next step in my adventure, right? As I let go of the things that no longer serve me so I can embrace my freedom, so I can rise up, so I can ascend, just like our good friend, Lord Shiva. Enjoy the rest of the month, my friends. I will be back here again on March 1st. Check out the Patreon, and I will see you all really soon. Have a great day.